17.
We have professional videographers using high-definition modern-day cameras, color analysts, and play-by-play announcers with state-of-the-art, classy graphical scoreboards to keep you updated. Plus, we have commercials to advertise your team, club, or sponsor, and us. Plus, we do pregame and postgame interviews.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to the postgame show brought to you by Marion Central Catholic. My name's Kyle Smith, but my name doesn't matter. These young ladies matter. It's senior night as the Hurricanes win a battle down the stretch, 48-46.
Hi, I'm Carrie Kramer. I swim 50 breast, 50 free, and 100 back.
Whatever your sports broadcast needs, we are at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital sporting world. May 6th, 1991, Game 6 of the 91 World Series at the Metronome in Minneapolis, Minnesota. It's an unlikely matchup between the Atlanta Braves and the Minnesota Twins. The Twins won the World Series just 4 years ago, but like the Braves, they weren't supposed to be here. Kirby Puckett is at the plate, and you might know what happens next on this 2-1 pitch. And for that, I'll give you a virtual high five due to your ability to use the internet. But for those of you who don't want to cheat via Wikipedia or BaseballReference.com, let's get in that DeLorean and crank it to 88 miles per hour. It's time to travel back in time, or as SB Nation would say, let's rewind. The 1991 Fall Classic was far from straight chalk when it comes to the gambling mindsets of sports bettors. According to TampaBay.com, the Braves were once 250-1 odds-on favorites to win the World Series. If you bet $100 on the Twins in spring training, that was a great bet, as they were 100-1 odds to win it all. In fact, both teams finished in last place in their respective divisions the year prior. The Braves were actually in the National League West back then, and although they'd be dominant in the later part of the decade, the beginning of the 1990s wasn't friendly to Bobby Cox's team. The first year of the 90s saw the Braves finish the regular season at just 65-97, but general manager John Schuerholz saw something in Cox, and the fiery skipper became the head honcho on June 23, 1990, replacing Russ Nixon. It didn't lead to an improvement when it came to wins. The Braves were 25-41 when Nixon received the pink slip, and they finished the year 26 games out of first with Cox as the manager. Still, the players seemed to respond to the 50-year-old skipper the next season. The Braves were notably better, but a World Series appearance still seemed very unlikely on July 11th. A .500 record at just 40-40, the Braves were on the cusp of being sellers at the trade deadline. But then something happened. The Braves just refused to lose. An incredible 54-28 finish to the season saw the Braves 4 wins away from a National League pennant. They clinched the division on a second-to-last of the season, with the Braves remaining in first place from September 20th until the clincher on October 5th. The stunned Los Angeles Dodgers couldn't believe it. How could a Braves team who were at .500 practically halfway through the season keep them from an NL pennant? As for the Braves themselves, next came the Pittsburgh Pirates, led by Silver Slugger Barry Bonds. If the regular season was crazy enough for Atlanta sports fans to start believing, the 1991 National League Championship Series was something we probably won't ever see again. 4 shutouts took place in the series, including 3 1-0 shutouts. The Pirates were the heavy favorites to advance to the World Series. A 98-win team, the Pirates won the division by an easy 14 games. John Smiley won 20 games for the Buccos, the last time a Pirates pitcher won 20 games during the 20th century. Doug Drabick was the reigning NL Cy Young Award winner, and with Bombs and Bobby Bonilla still in the primes of their careers, there's no way that Bobby Cox's Cinderella story could still wear their gold slipper going into the championship round, right? Wrong. Tom Glavine, the 1991 NL Cy Young winner, was on this Braves team, but he actually underperformed in the series. Game 1 went to the better-seeded Pirates, a well-deserved 5-1 win to the higher seed as the Pirates scored the game's first 5 runs. Glavine was the loser in this one by walking 3 batters and giving up 4 unearned runs. Atlanta's David Justice hit a leadoff homer in the top of the 9th inning, but it was just too late as the Pirates took a 1-0 series lead. The Braves found a way to split the first 2 games at Three Rivers Stadium, with Steve Avery leading the way to a 1-0 shutout. Game 3 was all Braves. A 10-3 win as John Smoltz was the much better pitcher in the Braves' first home playoff game in nearly a decade. But games 4 and 5 were won by the Pirates, including a seemingly back-breaking 1-0 shutout victory in Atlanta. Zane Smith led the way for Pittsburgh in Game 5, and with their backs against the wall, Atlanta had to somehow win both games on the road to make their first World Series since arriving in the capital of Georgia. The Braves just wouldn't let their dream season die. Not only that, but they held the Pirates scoreless for the last 22 innings of the series. From the top of the 6th in Game 5 until the final out in Game 7, the Pittsburgh Pirates couldn't muster a single run. A 1-0 crushing defeat in Game 6 saw the Pirates one win away from elimination, and after the Braves scored 3 runs in the top of the first inning during Game 7, the Buccos offense went ice cold down the stretch. Steve Avery stole the show. He didn't give up a single run in his 2 starts. 16 2/3 innings pitched for the young stud on the mound, and he of course won NLCS MVP. But the Braves weren't the only weird newcomer to the postseason party. Just 4 years earlier, the Minnesota Twins were World Series champions. Gone were the days of Harmon Killebrew and Rod Carew, but these new Twinkies were still fan favorites. Kirby Puckett, a former junior college player, led the charge in center field. But interestingly enough, not a single player on the Twins had 100 runs batted in during the '91 regular season. The Twins weren't a team known for power. Puckett only drilled 15 homers in 1991, a huge contrast to the 1987 squad when he hit 28 homers. The 1991 Twins were scrappy, annoying, and hard to beat. Designated hitter Chili Davis was the only Twin with over 25 home runs, and the lone 20-game winner on the pitching staff wasn't future Hall of Famer Jack Morris. That distinction went to Scott Erickson. Still, the Twins cruised to an AL West Division title by commanding 8 games. And after dismantling the Toronto Blue Jays in just 5 games during the ALCS, it looked like the Twins had the upper hand for the 1991 World Series crown. After all, the Braves barely squeezed into the World Series, while the Twins looked like the far more superior team. But the World Series started anyway, with Cox proving to the rest of the world that he would become one of the game's all-time great managers. Down in an early 0-2 hole, the Braves looked like a completely different ball club when they flew back to Atlanta. 3 straight victories at the old Fulton County Stadium, including a 14-5 convincing victory over the seemingly unbeatable Twins, put the Twins in major trouble. Just like that, Tom Kelly's squad looked all but done. The problem was, they weren't. Plus, they still got to go back home for Games 6 and 7, assuming they could force a Game 7. The 1991 World Series became one of the all-time greats, and Game 6 was no exception to the rule. The Twins struck first with 2 ball players crossing home plate in the bottom of the first inning. The Braves seemed to have the momentum back after Terry Pendleton hit a 2-run bomb in the top of the 5th. Determined to play Game 7 at the old Hubert H. Humphrey Metrodome, the Twins got the lead back in the bottom of the frame. And after battling to a leadoff walk, Don Gladden stole second base. A couple of flyouts later, including the sacrifice fly by Puckett, gave the Twins the lead back. But don't count these Braves out. Up by a run in the top of the 7th, Kelly allowed starting pitcher Scott Erickson to run back out there. But after a leadoff single to Mark Lemke, Kelly had no choice but turned to Mark Guthrie. Guthrie started off okay with a strikeout to Jeff Blauser, but then location and accuracy came to bite him in the butt. A walk to Lonnie Smith, including a can't-have-it wild pitch, put Kelly in a tough spot. Guthrie was able to jam Terry Pendleton, but with Chuck Knobloch playing at double-play depth, Pendleton's little nubber got enough of the AstroTurf to give him ample time to claim the infield single. Just like that, we have bases loaded, and Kelly was forced to go to the bullpen yet again. In came Carl Willis. It was also decision time for Kelly. Should he bring the infield in, bring in the corners and play double-play depth, or play double-play depth around the infield? The Twins decided to play back with the middle infield, and it cost them. Ron Gant's ground ball in between the third base and shortstop hole allowed him to beat out the fielder's choice, and the Braves were once again in business.
Gant with a good jump out of the box just beats the play.
A 3-3 tie with runners on the corners. Willis was in a huge pickle, but he threw a devastating 2-2 off-speed pitch to Davis Justice to get him to swing and miss. The lead was gone, but the tie still remained. The Twins had a golden opportunity to retake the lead in the bottom of the 8th. Puckett stole second base with 2 outs, but Shane Mack couldn't drive him in. Nobody got close to tying it in the 9th, so Braves fans had to wait until extra innings to see if their team would be sipping the champagne in the locker room. Remember, this was a big deal for Braves fans. Atlanta hadn't won a World Series since relocating from Milwaukee, and the city of Atlanta had never seen a professional sports team win a championship up to this point. Atlanta nearly obtained their first lead of Game 6 in the top of the 10th. A leadoff single by Pendleton looked to be great for the Braves, but a stolen base attempt, or perhaps a hit and run, led to a slow-moving line drive and an easy double play for the Twins. So much for that potential rally. The Twins went 1-2-3 in the bottom of the 10th, so we went to the 11th. The Braves somehow got another leadoff single, this time by Sid Bream. However, Bream probably should have been at second base, if not for his oft-injured right knee. He crushed the first pitch down the first base line, but couldn't advance into scoring position. Keith Mitchell had to pinch run for him, and in this era of old-school baseball, stolen bases were more commonplace. Mitchell got caught stealing on the first pitch of Brian Hunter's at-bat, and that pretty much did in the rally. No more base runners for the Braves. Should Cox allow Alejandro Pena to pitch into the 11th? Pena might be needed for Game 7, so Cox is pretty much forced into allowing Charlie Liebrant to man the rubber in the bottom of the 11th. Liebrant probably wasn't the ideal choice. He had an ERA over 4 coming into this pitching appearance, and with Puckett leading off the inning, Cox was just praying Liebrant could force a 12th frame. And now Puckett can make history with a walk-off blast. But to understand how memorable this home run could be for Puckett, you have to know his life's history. Puckett grew up on the south side of Chicago. He was so small for center field, just 5'8", that he didn't receive a single scholarship once he graduated from Calumet High School. He actually entered the workforce right out of prep school at the Ford Motor Company. Luckily for him, Bradley University, an NCAA Division I school in the Missouri Valley Conference, gave him a shot. He then had to transfer to Triton College due to becoming academically ineligible at Bradley. However, he had what it took to play at the next level, and the Twins took a huge risk by drafting a junior college ball player with the 3rd overall pick in 1982. They obviously didn't regret taking the shrimp beef but full of energy ball player. He ended up making it to the big show in 1984 and helped lead the Twins to a World Series championship 3 years later, their first one since relocating from Washington, D.C. He never missed the All-Star game since 1986, and he was the 1991 ALCS MVP award. He was absolutely brilliant coming into this at-bat. He tripled in Knobloch, made an unbelievable catch in the 3rd inning, and has 2 of the 3 Twins' RBIs tonight. According to multiple reports, he told players in the clubhouse they could jump on his back tonight and he would carry them to victory. Well, here we stand. A 2-1 count on Puckett. It's a tie game in the bottom of the 11th. Can Puckett get on base or even crush a legendary walk-off homer to preserve Minnesota's incredible season? Or can Liebrant jam Puckett and face off against Chili Davis, who is already 0 for 4 on the night? Here comes the 4th pitch of the at-bat. Welcome to a moment in history.
The hitter swings at the arm motion.
Into deep left center for Mitchell, and we'll see you tomorrow night.
The Twins went on to win a memorable Game 7 by a final score of 1-0. Jack Morris pitched an unbelievable 10-inning shutout.
Irving, one-on-one with Washington. Kyrie, saucy!
Uncle Drew can do a lot of things in his old age: dribble around opponents, take it to the hole and dunk, and emphasize how this game has always been about buckets.
I get buckets.
But the one thing he doesn't have? The vaccine. Uncle Drew, a.k.a. Kyrie Irving, still hasn't been vaccinated for the COVID-19 virus. Because of this, Kyrie can't participate in any regular season games in the state of New York. Can you imagine what Nets general manager Sean Marks is thinking right now? He has one of the best, if not the best, point guards in the NBA at creating his own shot. Now, this is a free country, and Irving has every right to not get the vaccine. But on the surface, it seems like a very selfish move, especially for a Nets team who could be unstoppable whenever Irving, James Harden, and Kevin Durant are the trifecta on the court. So now Marks has to consider the best alternative for the Nets. Should they keep Irving and deal with the constant media circus that comes with having Kyrie on the roster? Or should Brooklyn trade Kyrie, even if that means trading him for 75 cents on the dollar? And with Omicron rearing its ugly head at NBA players and creating COVID-19 health protocols, the virus is clearly very contagious. Just look at the Nets, for example. As recently as Christmas Day, the Nets had 10 players in COVID-19 health protocols, which includes Irving, Durant, and LaMarcus Aldridge. Aldridge sometimes starts in the front court for the Nets. So Brooklyn was essentially missing 3 starters on December 25th due to Omicron. Omicron is clearly very contagious, and with Irving not having a single Pfizer or Moderna shot, there's a good chance that Irving could spread the virus back to his teammates. And since Irving can't even play in some of these games, even if he's not in the coronavirus contact tracing protocol, he's basically more of a liability than an asset. The issue is no team wants to deal with this constant Irving COVID circus, including the Nets. Irving is a borderline Hall of Famer once he retires, but his crazy big contract, as well as his off-the-court problems, can force teams to avoid trading for this potential locker room cancer. Even before COVID, Irving was a terrible leader once he got traded to the Boston Celtics. And since joining the Nets, Irving has been anything but a saint. Since becoming a resident of New York City, Irving has missed games voluntarily due to several reasons. One of them was for Black Lives Matter and rejecting the 2020 NBA bubble. Before the vaccine became available to people below the age of 50, he was still refusing to wear a mask at public gatherings. Irving clearly doesn't understand the seriousness of COVID. Everybody has their opinions on the vaccine, but he was against wearing masks even before the vaccine was allowed for public injection. Still, he's under contract, and as long as he doesn't retire or commit any illegal acts, it's going to be hard for the Nets to sue for breach of contract. If the Nets determine they're in salary cap hell, which they are, and think that they would be a better team without Kyrie, it might be time to trade this former all-star point guard versus keeping him. Are there any takers for Kyrie? Possibly, but there hasn't been any serious trade talks. Another issue for the Nets is Kyrie loves playing in the Big Apple. I don't really blame him, and according to Nick Wright from Fox Sports 1, he would rather retire than play for another team. No team would trade for Kyrie if he immediately retires. However, mindsets can change, and with the Bulls and Bucks playing some very good basketball as of late, there are no guarantees the Nets even make it to the NBA Finals. Durant and Harden aren't getting any younger, so Irving has to be a little open-minded to the idea of a trade. He would also get to be the number 2 scoring option again, a role he thrived at during his glory years with the Cleveland Cavaliers. The most recent trade rumor was the Dallas Mavericks, but according to Mark Stein, Mavericks owner Mark Cuban adamantly denies pursuing the Nets starting point guard. And for good reason. Luka Doncic loves playing point guard, and Kyrie is probably too small to play shooting guard. The Mavs would have to have 2 ball-dominant guards in their backcourt. And as we saw in Houston with James Harden and Russell Westbrook, that strategy is usually doomed to fail. Even when Chris Paul was in Houston, that marriage with the beard became a divorce in less than 5 seasons. What's really interesting is, as recently as a couple of months ago, Philadelphia was rumored to be a good fit to trade for Irving. However, the Nets don't want to trade him within the division because the whole point is to get to the NBA Finals. The 76ers are, of course, in the Eastern Conference and could be a major roadblock to their path to a championship. Also, teams don't go like trading away marquee players in the same conference, much less the same division. Ergo, the Nets don't want to play against Irving in an Eastern Conference playoffs. However, the anonymous NBA executive said Philadelphia would make sense if the Nets see any value in Ben Simmons. My take would be to avoid Simmons with a 10-foot pole, especially if the trade involves Irving. Kyrie Irving has his off-the-court issues and major personality question marks, but he's still a player who can average 50, 40, 90 shooting percentage numbers. A 50, 40, 90 season means you shoot at least 50% from two-point land, 40% from behind the arc, and 90% from the free throw line. Simmons is so bad offensively that he shies away from open dunks. I hate to use the word yips, but something clearly wasn't right for him during last year's playoffs. He hasn't played a single game this season due to his unwavering stance on not wanting to play another possession with the 76ers. As such, his trade value is at an all-time low. Also, the Nets have Patty Mills as their current starting guard, and Mills is a former NBA champion with the San Antonio Spurs. Legendary Spurs head coach Greg Popovich is a big fan of his former point guard, so there's no doubt he can run the Nets offense whenever Kyrie can't play due to COVID protocol or injury. Simmons just isn't a necessary key to success for the Nets. In fact, whenever Aldridge plays or starts with the Nets, they have 3 players on the court with a player efficiency rating of 20 or better. Aldridge has a better PER this season than Harden. That's important because it shows the Nets they don't necessarily need Irving, Simmons, or any other flashy point guard when Harden, Durant, and Aldridge are all healthy. They just need a competent guy who can run the one position with grace and professionalism. Patty Mills fills that role just fine. However, the Nets might need some extra firepower in the playoffs, and it would be nice to see if their former investment in Kyrie can lead to an NBA championship. Is there really a point in trading the former number 1 overall draft pick if you get nothing of value back for him? A Simmons for Irving trade would basically just be about starting over and getting a player who can pass better and comes with less baggage. Unfortunately, Simmons comes with his fair share of baggage, and he can't even shoot mid-range jumpers or free throws. Dallas would make a lot more sense for the Nets than Philadelphia. Kyrie Irving and Luka Doncic could coexist in the backcourt. Do the Nets even want Kristaps Porzingis since they already have Aldridge and Blake Griffin? It's hard to say. The good news for Brooklyn is he has a player option going into next season. This just means if things go sour in Brooklyn and he doesn't like head coach Steve Nash or his role in the offense, he could reject $36 million and sign elsewhere for the 2022-2023 season. Would he really deny $36 million when his goal was to play with Durant? Things can certainly change for Irving's overall happiness if the Nets get eliminated in the Eastern Conference Finals. There just aren't a lot of legitimate contenders who need Irving's services, are willing to take on his contract, and can handle his lackluster defense. We've already mentioned Dallas before. The other 2 franchises who come to mind make sense, but it's hard to say if Irving would enjoy playing in a mid-major market. The Utah Jazz were so close last season to competing for a championship. One of the main reasons they fell short against the LA Clippers was a lack of explosiveness on the offensive end. Irving would solve that almost immediately since he's great at creating his own shot and driving to the rim. Once again, though, would he be happy playing in Utah? The Jazz also had some defensive struggles during last season's playoffs, something that Irving wouldn't fix. If the Jazz want to go all in and compete with Phoenix Suns and Golden State Warriors in the Western Conference, Irving would give them a much better chance in doing so than with Mike Conley manning the point. Conley is a solid leader and point guard, but when push came to shove, the Jazz could not consistently compete against Paul George, Kawhi Leonard, and the Clippers. The Jazz would make the most sense for a trade. If Irving would only be happy in a major market, the Clippers come to mind as Irving would definitely be a better option at point guard than Reggie Jackson. However, the Clips don't have as many trade pieces as the Jazz do. The Nuggets are a very interesting trade destination if Kyrie would love to play with the reigning MVP. According to Nuggets head coach Michael Malone, Jamal Murray won't be back by February. However, the Nets don't really care too much about the regular season. As long as Murray can be healthy and available for the playoffs, they could get a younger player who can be just as explosive as Kyrie with less off-the-court baggage, assuming Murray can rehab from an ACL injury in flying colors. The Nuggets might be willing to consider moving on from Jamal Murray if Kyrie passes a physical and his knees are determined to be in great shape. The Nuggets don't want to waste Nikola Jokic's prime, and the Denver Post acknowledges that Denver wants an upgrade at the wing anyway. The Nuggets need to win games now due to their mediocre record, and there's no guarantee that Murray will be the same player coming off his ACL injury and subsequent rehabilitation. Brooklyn knows this, but they could also use a fresh start from the Uncle Drew anti-vaccine drama. The Nets have enough offense with Harden and Durant. They might just need to move on from Irving to create a more stable locker room. Regardless, it's going to be hard for the Nets to move him. Besides his huge contract, some of his former assistant coaches admit that Kyrie Irving is a wild card. On bad days, Irving wouldn't talk to anyone and go off script in some of the normal defensive schemes and the offensive play calls. In essence, the coaching staff don't know which version of Irving will enter the gym. Some coaches would avoid a wild card persona like Irving. Other teams might be desperate enough to take on Irving's contract, especially if his agents tell him he would be interested in opting out and testing the free agent market. Trading for Kyrie could be advantageous if you're close to winning a championship, but your current roster isn't enough to do so. The Nets would prefer to trade to a Western Conference team, so teams like Utah, Denver, and Los Angeles at least make some sense. And if you only have Irving for one season, his no vaccination status would only be a slight distraction for that one season. But what do you think? Should the Nets try to aggressively trade Irving or see if they can win a championship this summer? Make sure to comment your thoughts below and subscribe to Sports Broadcast Solutions. It's October 1st, 2007. Game 163 is taking place between the Colorado Rockies and the San Diego Padres. It's in the bottom of the 13th inning, a tie score at 8-8. The winner of this game gets a date with the Philadelphia Phillies in the National League Division Series. This is obviously a must-watch TV baseball game. I mean, who doesn't want to watch a one-game playoff that goes into extra innings? However, to fully appreciate what happens next, we have to know the history of both franchises. We have to understand that neither of these ball clubs have won a World Series. Even crazier, one of these teams hasn't even won a postseason series. To get a better grasp of this moment, we need to use a time machine. In other words, we need to rewind. The Rockies have Matt Holliday on third base and less than 2 outs. This is crucial because any fly ball to the outfield can theoretically send the Rockies to the National League Division Series on sacrifice fly. However, the mere fact that the Rockies are hosting this one-game playoff is crazy to think about. Back on September 15th, the Rockies were just 76-72. Yeah, you heard me right. Just 16 days ago, the Rockies were barely above 500. So how the heck are the Rockies even tied with the Padres for the National League wildcard spot? As Al Davis would say,
Just win, baby.
just win, baby. Yeah, the Rockies have sure won a lot of games lately. An unfathomable 10-game winning streak from September 16th until September 27th saw the Rockies go from 4.5 games back of the Padres to just 1. In a twist of fate, the Rockies swept the Padres during that winning streak to get back into the NL wildcard race. But hey, that was just a lucky winning streak, right? There's no way this ball club led by Clint Hurdle could win 2 out of 3 against the first-place Arizona Diamondbacks and sneak into the playoffs, correct? And if you answered anything but yes to those questions, you'd be dead wrong. Arizona ended Colorado's winning streak during Game 1 of the crucial 3-game set, but after dominating the Diamondbacks 11-1 on September 29th, the Rockies held on for a 4-3 win on the last day of the regular season. Nail-biting wins have been nothing new to the Rockies and their fan base. One of their wins during the 12-1 finish to the regular season included a 14-inning victory over the Padres. But have the Rockies simply taken the wild card away from the Padres, or did San Diego majestically crumble down the stretch? Well, it's a little bit of both. Entering MLB game action on September 16th, the Padres were 80-67. They ended up finishing the year at 89-73. So a 9-6 record in their last 15 games is nothing to be embarrassed about from your ball players. But a 3-game sweep at the hands of the Rockies was still pretty bad, especially considering that all 3 games were at Petco Park. Also, the Padres had the Brewers down to their last strike on September 29th, but Tony Gwynn Jr. knocked a game-tying triple off Trevor Hoffman to send the game into extra innings. How brutal irony is that? The son of the greatest Padre ever quite possibly stopped you from going to the playoffs. What gets lost in the shuffle is that the Rockies were actually a third-place team in the wild card race prior to their incredible finish. The Dodgers were up 3 games on the Rockies after all the games concluded on September 15th. So what the heck happened to the Dodgers? It's hard to exactly say why they simply forgot to play baseball, but their final record speaks for itself. On September 15th, the Dodgers were 10 games over 500. By September 30th, the team barely finished with a winning record at 82-80. You can't make this stuff up. The Dodgers went from 79-69 and just 1.5 games back on San Diego for the wild card spot to finishing 7 games back of both Colorado and San Diego. Colorado literally had to sweep Los Angeles to knock the Dodgers out of the playoffs, and the Rockies did just that from September 25th until September 27th. The Dodgers might be known for playoff choking nowadays, but late-season chokes are nothing new to the Dodger faithful. Anyway, back to the Padres and Rockies. The Rockies were 12-1 down the stretch, but a minor choke job by the name of Ron Burgundy allowed Colorado to host a 1-game playoff. The Padres were 2 games ahead of the Rockies on September 29th, meaning they just had to win either of their next 2 games against the Milwaukee Brewers or 1 Rockies loss the next 2 days clinched a wild card spot for Bud Black's team. The 2007 Milwaukee Brewers were actually in first place of the NL Central Division during most of the regular season, but a late surge by the Cubs, as well as a collapse, saw the Brewers outside of the playoffs for yet another year. They still played spoilers, though, and after dispatching the Padres in 11 innings on September 29th, the Brew Crew disallowed September 30th from being the Padres' clinch day. A very convincing 11-6 win for Milwaukee as the Padres had to fly from Milwaukee to Denver for a National League West grudge match. Just like that, Game 163 determined who would win the National League wild card. This was huge for Rockies fans as their favorite baseball team hadn't sniffed the postseason since 1995. Colorado began as an expansion franchise in 1993, and the Rockies earned the first ever NL wildcard spot in 1995. The Rockies fought hard in the division series against the Atlanta Braves, but the eventual World Series champion Braves took care of the Blake Street Bombers 3-1. But since then, the Rockies have always found ways to lose games. More importantly, it's their pitching staff who seemingly always lets them down. Even when the Rockies won the wild card in 1995, you probably don't know any of their starting pitchers. Kevin Ritz, Bill Swift, and Marvin Freeman were arguably their 3 best pitchers that season. Colorado was so desperate for starting pitching help that they signed Mike Hampton to an unreal 8-year, $121 million contract after the 2000 season concluded. All of the money in Major League Baseball is guaranteed, by the way, so why would the Rockies sign a pitcher to an 8-year deal? Simply put, it's hard to find free agent pitchers who want to pitch in Coors Field, the home ballpark of the Rockies where the ball hits the mile-high wind and sails out of play. If you don't remember Mike Hampton playing for the Rockies, you're not the only one. He only lasted 2 years in Denver, with his last season being a dreadful 6.14 ERA and opponents batted .313 against him. So for the Rockies to be successful, they usually need to outslug teams. But that wasn't exactly the case in 2007. Jeff Francis won 17 games for the Rockies this season. Ubaldo Jimenez was on this team, and the relatively unknown Aaron Cook posted an ERA under 4.2. In a nutshell, this surprising Rockies team can play a little small ball and outpitch teams as well. But tonight has been anything but a pitcher's duel. In a typical Coors Field shootout, the Rockies blew an early 3-0 lead. The San Diego Padres swiftly answered with 5 runs in the top of the third, and it looked like the Padres finally hit their stride in this do-or-die playoff game. And while the Rockies are unknown for playoff success, the history of the San Diego Fathers isn't a happy story either. The Padres have been to the World Series twice, but they've only been to the postseason a grand total of 5 times coming into tonight. Since joining Major League Baseball in 1969, the Padres have mostly been an afterthought in the National League West. Coming into the 2007 MLB season, Bruce Bochy had enough with postseason disappointments, and he left for greener pastures in San Francisco. Some Padres fans felt it was treason as Bochy led the team to division titles in 2005 and 2006. While they were back-to-back NL West crowns, the 2005 team barely finished with a winning record, and after being swept by the Cardinals in the NLDS, Bruce Bochy's team finished the year under 500 at 82-83. The 2006 squad was much better, but those pesky Cardinals were still too much for San Diego to handle. San Diego had home field advantage for the division series, but Bochy's crew only scored a single run in their first 2 postseason games. The offense was slightly awake when they entered Busch Stadium. A 3-1 win in Game 3 gave San Diego fans new hope, but it was quickly taken away during Game 4. 6 unanswered runs by St. Louis gave the Cardinals the series win and yet another postseason disappointment in Southern California. Bud Black took the 2007 job after Bochy left for the hated Giants. Led by NL Cy Young winner Jake Peavy, the Padres were in first place in the NL West as late as September 3rd. Peavy got the nod for this one-game playoff. It was his turn in the rotation since he hadn't pitched since September 26th. But for whatever reason, the best pitcher in the National League was anything but clutch tonight. 3 straight Rockies got on base to start off the bottom of the first, and after Yorvit Torrealba cranked a bomb to left field, the Rockies led 3-0 after 2 innings of baseball. Starting pitcher Josh Fogg was sent out in the top of the third to preserve the lead, but he simply wasn't up for the task. Peavy helped out his own cause with a leadoff single. Brian Giles found his way to first base with a walk, and after Scott Hairston hit a single to load the bases, Adrian Gonzalez emptied them with a game-changing grand slam. Fogg still couldn't settle down after the grand salami. Khalil Green and Josh Bard both got on base via the hit, forcing Fogg to intentionally walk Jeff Blum to load the bases. Brady Clark then made a solid contact with a ground ball to shortstop, and his speed forced the Rockies to just get the force out at second base. Just like that, it's now a 5-3 lead for Peavy and the Padres.
Matsui didn't get anything on this throw. Blum was all over him. He was a little off balance after he came across the bag to make the throw.
But Peavy just couldn't keep the ball out of the ballpark. The Rockies cut the deficit down to 1 after Todd Helton belted the baseball to right center field and gave his home fans a lucky souvenir. An amazing game so far. It's not even the top of the 4th yet, and we've already seen 3 home runs, including a grand slam. Fogg was able to get a 1-2-3 inning in the 4th inning, but Hurdle wasn't pleased with his pitcher. He gave up 10 fly balls on a night when the wind was clearly blowing out, so he decided to go to his bullpen early. Peavy wasn't much better than Fogg tonight as the Rockies tied up the score in the bottom of the 5th. An early holiday for Rockies fans as Matt Holliday singled in Tulowitzki for a 5-5 tie. Black was still confident in his young fireballer though, so he sent Peavy on the bump for the 6th inning. It was the same old story for Peavy as the Rockies retook the lead. Everybody was seemingly able to hit him tonight. Seth Smith hit the very rare pinch hit triple with 1 out. It was timely hitting all night for Colorado as Kaz Matsui got underneath the ball and delivered a sacrifice fly to center field. Another lead for the Rockies, and this time around the relief pitchers were up for the task. After relieving Fogg, the Rockies bullpen held the Padres scoreless until the top of the 8th. The Padres were able to muster just 2 hits from the 5th inning going into the 8th. Taylor Buchholz led the Rockies bullpen by going 1 2/3 innings, allowing just 1 hit and threw 12 strikes on 13 pitches. But Brian Fuentes just couldn't hold the lead. After relieving Deltroy Hawkins with 6 outs to go, Fuentes was a tad bit wild and inaccurate. Blum got the much-needed leadoff single, and although Fuentes got the next 2 batters out, Torrealba couldn't quite handle this 1-2 slider from Fuentes, allowing Blum to reach second base on the drop 3rd strike wild pitch. On the 3rd pitch of the subsequent at-bat, Giles potentially saved his team's season with a game-tying double to left field.
And maybe that's what fooled Holiday as it sailed over his head.
But Hairston couldn't send Giles home after that. Granted, Tulowitzki's dart from shortstop, Helton's great stretch at first base was excellent defense. Neither team could score again in regulation, so we went to extra innings. The next 3 innings were full of drama as both teams had chances to score. San Diego had runners on 1st and 2nd with 2 outs in the top of the 10th, but Matt Hergus jammed Giles and got the inning-ending ground out. Colorado had a golden opportunity for a walk-off win in the bottom of the 11th. With Brad Hopp at the plate, Colorado had the game-winning run 180 feet from home, but Joe Thatcher fooled Hopp on an 88.
It is rare that you get to stand with a Hall of Famer, Kirk Vitas, in the 93rd year of the tournament. It's an exciting day.
Mark, we can't tell you how exciting it is. You know, there's not much going on around the world, and we've had the pleasure and support of the Greek churches to help us run this junior tournament. And last year we ran the men's tournament, and we are just so excited to be back here. And just from the size of the crowds and the people, participating, we are so we're so happy to see that everyone's involved.
You had an incredible career playing the game. Are you able to just kind of relax and watch what's going on out there, or does the itch just start coming back?
Actually, I refereed some games yesterday, and I forgot how intense the parents are again, and I don't know if I want to ref anymore. But anyway, that's Greek basketball, the drama, the excitement, and just the love of the game. Yeah.
What type of competition do you expect to see? We got them waiting in the wings behind us. They're ready to go.
Oh, they're ready, and that's what's so exciting about this. I can't tell you the love I have. When I saw all these kids out here yesterday, they couldn't wait to get in the gym. They couldn't wait to shoot around. You could tell the parents were excited to have them outside of the house. And this is just a beautiful thing, Mark. It really is.
And the sport teaches you so much, right?
Oh, absolutely. Teamwork, fellowship, just exercise, the beauty of running up and down the court, and just having fun. Just having fun, Mark. That's it.
Kirk, great to see you. We're excited for the 93rd annual. Let's go. Check it out. SBS.
April 1, 2, and 3, the men's senior division. Be there. Thank you.
That's right around the corner for me. Looking for an invitation. Kirk,
all right,
appreciate
Mark.
the time.
Thank you so much.
Sports Broadcast Solutions.
This is Sports Broadcast Solutions, a broadcasting network for everyone. Check us out at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com and become part of the digital sporting world.
Missing your child's sporting event just plain stinks. But you don't have to worry about that anymore, thanks to Sports Broadcast Solutions. SBS is a live broadcasting network, as well as covering your on-demand needs, recruiting videos, highlight reels, and much, much more. We can broadcast live to any website, and we also post as much on-demand content as you need. For more information about SBS, check out our website at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Sports Broadcast Solutions, a broadcasting network for everyone.
The St. Demetrios Warriors are ready to go with Coach Nick and superstar Adriana ready to play today. You know this is the 93rd year of this tournament?
No.
You were not born 93 years ago. So how are you feeling about getting out there today? Looking forward to it?
Yeah, I want to win.
Coach Nick, what's the key today?
Defense. Defense and rebounding. That's how you win.
Is it nerve-wracking for you coaching your daughter?
No, it's not. She's already used to me yelling at her, so should be good.
What's your favorite part of the game?
Scoring or winning?
Both, huh?
Yeah.
But you got to play that D too.
Yeah, I'm good at defense. So.
You know anything about your opponent today?
Yeah.
What do you know?
They can make a lot of three-pointers.
Well, they can shoot it well, huh? So you got to watch that outside shot, huh, Nick?
Watch the outside shot, exactly. So as long as we play our game, we should be fine.
Father, daughter in a historic tournament. It's a pretty special day.
Yeah, it is. So hopefully we win and make it even more special.
Well, absolutely. Go out there and have a lot of fun. St. Demetrios Warriors ready to go. Game coming up.
Thank you.
Sports Broadcast Solutions.
All right. Thanks,
you. Guys. Have fun.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. At SBS, we offer a professional broadcasting experience for the non-professional athlete. Just like the pros, we offer everything for you. Play-by-play commentary.
A no-hitter at Kane County Stadium. 15 strikeouts, 1 walk, 1 error, and that's it.
Color commentary, highlight reels, recruiting videos, and much, much more. Unlike our competitors, we zoom in on the action and always have a live scoreboard with a live time code. If you're ready to have your next sporting event feel like CBS Sports, then make sure to call Sports Broadcast Solutions today. Our phone number is 330-957-7653, or you can go online to sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. SBS, a broadcasting network for everyone.
Papaflessas also ready to go. Coach Ted, Magdalene, ready to play. Word on the street is that you guys can really shoot the basketball.
Well, I think so, yeah. We can shoot.
That could be a key today, right?
Yes, it can.
Do you know anything about this opponent?
A little bit. I mean, I grew up with some of them, so I guess we're pretty close.
Feels almost like a rivalry game then.
Yes.
Coach, what's the key today?
Just for the girls to go out there, have fun, and just play the game. We should have a good time.
This is the 93rd year of this tournament, and look at you representing today. That's kind of a big deal.
Yeah, we've been playing since I was a little kid, and it's nice to see our kids grow up and play in the same tournament, and it should be a lot of fun.
Magdalene, have a ton of fun out there.
All right, thank you.
All right, game coming up here. Don't go anywhere, Sports Broadcast Solutions.
Thank you.
Thanks so much, guys. Have fun.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. Instead of spending hundreds or thousands with all these college recruiting sites, let us put together your college highlight reel. For just a fraction of your potential college scholarship and significantly less than these recruiting services, we got this. In addition, we put together highlight reels for teams, including high school, your club team, or travel team.
My teammate gave me a great pass, and I just took it. The other team slashed me, took the opportunity, saw where the goalie was weak, and I just shot it there.
Solon, O'Connor, and Marsh back on defense. And Marsh gets a blowout. We got a breakaway at 2-0. A shot, and a goal! So 3-3. The power play was officially over.
Whatever your sports broadcast needs, check us out at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital world. Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. We broadcast sporting events for people of all ages, including adult leagues, high school leagues, and kids. Complete with professional-looking graphics, broadcasters, color analysis, and commercials. We do pre- and post-game interviews with the players. In addition, Sports Broadcast Solutions does highlight films, including college recruiting reels, highlight films you'd see on sports news programs, and just simply highlight films for fun. Sports Broadcast Solutions also provides raw footage and live streams if you'd like. Subscribe to us and listen to our professional talk videos about relevant topics in the pro and college ranks. Whatever your sports broadcast needs, contact us at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com and become part of the digital world.
Missing your child's sporting event just plain stinks. But you don't have to worry about that anymore, thanks to Sports Broadcast Solutions. SBS is a live broadcasting network, as well as covering your on-demand needs, recruiting videos, highlight reels, and much, much more. We can broadcast live to any website, and we also post as much on-demand content as you need. For more information about SBS, check out our website at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Sports Broadcast Solutions, a broadcasting network for everyone. Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. At SBS, we offer a professional broadcasting experience for the non-professional athlete. Just like the pros, we offer everything for you. Play-by-play commentary.
A no-hitter at Kane County Stadium. 15 strikeouts, 1 walk, 1 error, and that's it.
Color commentary, highlight reels, recruiting videos, and much, much more. Unlike our competitors, we zoom in on the action and always have a live scoreboard with a live time code. If you're ready to have your next sporting event feel like CBS Sports, then make sure to call Sports Broadcast Solutions today. Our phone number is 330-957-7653, or you can go online to sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. SBS, a broadcasting network for everyone.
This is Sports Broadcast Solutions, a broadcasting network for everyone. Check us out at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com and become part of the digital sporting world.
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome inside of the Papaflessas, St. Constantine and Helen Church. I'm Kyle Smith alongside Carly Bell for another edition of Sports Broadcast Solutions. Today, Carly, it's some Greek Orthodox basketball. It's Papaflessas against St. Demetrios.
Yeah, we get to see some girls basketball today. These are girls that are in the, kind of the developmental portion of basketball. They're learning plays, they're understanding a playbook, they're understanding rotations and reading defenses more. So I'm kind of excited to see what this new generation of basketball players is going to look like, especially in women's basketball.
Absolutely, and for today, Papaflessas, they have a lot of teams in the tournament, a couple in the championship game, in fact. And here we go, it's St. Demetrios against Papaflessas. Papaflessas in the purple, and St. Demetrios in the blue, the navy blue and light blue.
Vice versa. St. Demetrios is actually in the purple, and Papaflessas is in the navy.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. So St. Demetrios in the purple and Papaflessas in the navy blue. And it's one. No.
Love seeing early transition, easy transition offense, very early, easy layup to start off the game here for Papaflessas. Great, easy 1-2-2 zone. They're on the outside, trying to rotate. Great defense as well. Gets the steal, pushes the ball up the floor. Now, again, there is no press until the last 2 minutes of the game, so we're going to see some pretty awesome zone and man defense. It looks like here they're doing a standard 3-2 zone. So we'll see what can happen here. Great rotation around, trying to see some movement inside as well, but we got some standing. Great trap defense in the corner, up to the wing. Looks like they're going to reset their offense here. Move it up to the top of the key. See what happens here. Let's see if Papaflessas can move the ball around and get some movement inside.
Pass it out to the wing. Papaflessas already up by 2. Ropus with it. Then sends it out to McRolos. Now out to the right wing. Was on the hands that time of Burchos. Now at the top of the key. No shot clock. They're playing IHSA rules today. And Papaflessas going to take their time. Already up by 2. 16-minute halves. Last 2 minutes, we play full IHSA rules. We're only going to stop the clock before that. It's stolen away by St. Demetrios. One-on-one. Switches hands. The nifty shot and one style. Carly, the old-fashioned three-point play.
Finished with the wrong hand, but hey, points are points. Take it where you can.
Maybe she did that on purpose to try to draw the contact?
No, you don't do that on purpose. That's just bad that's bad basketball.
We don't want to do the Kyrie Irving type of basketball?
No, you don't do that. Not when you're learning. No. You drive left side, you take your left hand. You're learning, you're in a young age, you're learning offense, you're learning defense, you're trying to understand yourself, you're growing into your body. It takes some time.
Three-point play coming up at the charity stripe. St. Demetrios looking for their first lead of the game. Off the front of the rim, rebounded by Papaflessas. And here they go in transition. They'll slow it down as the two-guard and Burchos sends it back out to the top of the key, picked up by Ropas. And Ropas, a little bounce pass from way downtown. Three-point shot. It's off target, rebounded by Papaflessas. Might have been a travel, and it was. It's a close call, though.
You're learning basketball here. It was great defense. You're trying to break through the trap. You just got to understand you can't take 3 steps. You can only take 2. They let you get away with a little bit more now. Once you get into high school, it's about a step and a half. Great defense by Papaflessas here, actually. Great movement, great block, and forcing themselves to not allow offensive shots, second and third offensive shots, but you got to hold on to the ball first to not allow second and third offensive shots.
Demetrios setting it up to the low block. Off the backboard, another foul committed by Papaflessas, and good passing. They find the open man that time, partner, and she gets the 2 shot to the charity stripe. And kind of surprised they didn't call that a foul. They're going to say if offensive foul that time, Carly?
I'm not entirely sure. May have been a charge. Not sure. It is what it is. Reset your offense, get down the court.
Low scoring.
It's a very basic, 5-out type play, 4-out 1-in type of offense that they're running. They just have their big post inside, rotating up and down.
Double team comes, bad pass. Here comes St. Demetrios. They have numbers, 4-on-1. Finds the open man, but great defense from behind. It was taken away by Burchos. She stepped on the line, and it will be St. Demetrios basketball.
It's actually a double dribble, change of possession. So.
Well, it was close. 4 foot was close enough to the line. We'll say that my first one was right, but yeah, you're right. It was double dribble. Passes out from the baseline, fakes the shot, and dribble it out back to the top of the key from way downtown. Now inside the arc. A long 2 off the backboard, no good. Offensive board goes to St. Demetrios.
With the hand in her face, too. She's gutsy. I like the offense.
Good box out. Here comes Papaflessas. Might have been a double dribble, no call. Good defense, gets the steal, and here comes St. Demetrios, led by Adriana Theodosopoulos. Adriana with it, switches over to the left, back to the right. Good crossover, gets separation inside the paint. Another foul committed by Papaflessas. Should not be in the act of shooting. And indeed it was not. Substitution coming in. St. Demetrios, number 2, Madison Locke into the game. Timeout called by Papaflessas. We'll take a timeout as well. You're watching Papaflessas against St. Demetrios here on SBS. Let's go to break.
This is Sports Broadcast Solutions, a broadcasting network for everyone. Check us out at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com and become part of the digital sporting world.
Two-two score, early on, Kyle Smith alongside Carly Bell for this edition of the 2022 NHIBT Tournament, the National Hellenic Invitational Basketball Tournament. We appreciate all our sponsors, including Papaflessas and the National Hellenic Foundation of Chicago. Carly, this is a pretty fun tournament. Not very often are you going to see a basketball tournament inside of a church.
Yeah, actually, it's pretty common here in the city. There's a lot of church league things that happen here, especially with the predominant Greek, Jewish, and Polish population. It's actually pretty common.
Baseline pass, bounce pass, went off the leg that time of Burchos. As they'll stop play at 11:06, and they'll start the clock again. It's running clock until that there's a timeout or a substitution. Also free throws, of course. Fakes the three-pointer. Then she gets into her set. Air ball. And it was last touched by St. Demetrios. Didn't matter as nobody on Papaflessas touched it. Also didn't go off the rim. We're going to get a substitution. As Papaflessas has a new player on the court, and they're going to try to get it on this possession, you would assume, to Ropas.
Watching this type of basketball brings me back to my old days on the court, man. This is early. This is when you're learning. I mean, this is when you're first understanding offense. This is when you're trying to understand reading a defense and getting points. I mean, it's just the full basic start of fundamentals and seeing the game grow. It just brings me back to some great memories on the court, man.
Behind the three-point line, then they drive in from 10 feet away. That shot's good.
Nice.
St. Demetrios back on top, 4-2. And it was good by Adriana Theodosopoulos.
I love this little point guard at the top of the key for St. Demetrius. She is a spunky little guard. I like her defense, man.
Are you surprised to see a lot of double team on the wing by St. Demetrius, Carly?
Not in a 3-2 zone. It's pretty common.
Baseline pass, and it's an easy inbounds play. Mid-range jumper, no good.
Good shot.
And rebounded by Papaflessas. Good offensive board. Double team comes again on the perimeter. It's picked up by St. Demetrios. And good decision not forcing that pass. Sometimes you see at the younger level, they see a woman up court, they want to pass it, but she wasn't ready for the pass. Meanwhile, St. Demetrius still with it. And jump ball coming up. Possession arrow to St. D.
I just want to see number 2 take a shot. I just want to see her shoot a 3-ball in this game. Just once. Just once. Just chuck it up from the line. Chuck it up from the arc. I believe in you. You can do it.
The little floater, no good. And St. Demetrios had a kick ball, wasn't called. Body's flying. And it's picked up by Papaflessas. Another jump ball. Possession arrow this time to Papaflessas. This is the 5th to 8th grade division. We got 2 more games after this. It'll be 5th, 6th grade boys and the 7th, 8th grade division. Pump fake and a little elbow check on the baseline. Foul called by the nearest ref. Substitution coming in for St. Demetrius. 23 in. Inbounds play with Papaflessas. Pivot foot, pass back out to the perimeter. Fakes the 3, wide open 3. Her foot was on the line actually, no good. Rebounded by Papaflessas. Second chance opportunity, no good. Rebounded by St. Demetrius, and here comes Demetrius, led by their point guard. With it now is Stella Diamandakis. Now out to 23, repping Jordan's number, switches hands. There's a lot of passes on the perimeter. Now they'll set their offense up.
Give it to the little guard, man. Come on, let her have the ball. She's right there on the elbow, man. She's right there. Oh, she's rotating too, man. I love her.
She's got to set those screens, Carly. You don't set those screens, you don't get the ball.
Hey, man, she's that small. She can't really set a screen on someone.
And Nate Robinson was small. He could set that screen.
That's NBA caliber type level basketball compared to 5th, 6th grades, all right? You know, you do what you can.
Long three-pointer, no good. Rebounded by Papaflessas. She's doing a lot of good things, though, on the court.
I will say this about Papaflessas on that last offensive possession. You can see that they actually are understanding. You can actually see them understand and learn the game a lot more. That's something that'll get called a lot later in life. But, you know, 5th, 6th grade level, it's all right to let that go. You're learning. You're learning it.
Good move. Euro step. Oh. Couldn't finish. And a good rebound by Papaflessas. Still a 4-2 game. 6:43 to go. Lost her dribble, kiss it back out to the wing. Double team comes again. Papaflessas having some trouble getting it to the low block.
Nice read, though. Kick it one more. There it is. Take the shot.
From way downtown. Air ball. Was it touched by St. Demetrios? It was. Touched by 23. More substitutions coming in.
Oh, my little guard is coming out. Oh, I'm upset. I want to see her score in this game so bad. I'd love for her to just shoot a 3 from the top of the key. That's what I need to see.
Jump ball. Dramonis is into the game. Clock continues to run. 4-2 score. It's 7-10 for fouls today. Full IHSA rules. Good steal. Here comes St. Demetrius and the block. Coming off the bench in style, Alexis Pailuski. Huge block to keep it a 4-2 game. Steal attempt. It was deflected out by Papaflessas. Getting a piece of it was McRollos. Inside the lane. Double team comes. Bounce pass back out to the perimeter. off the backboard, rebounded by Papaflessas, and here comes PF. Surprised they didn't call a foul there, and we'll continue
ball
on.
was touched.
Papaflessas going after it, diving for it, went off the foot of PF. St. Demetrios ball.
Defense of St. Demetrios is like unparalleled, man. They are in your face. They are always less than an arm's length apart. You're not getting the ball unless you somehow fight your way for it.
Pump fake off the backboard, no good. Papaflessas has it. As they'll drive out to the three-point line on the left hand. As they kick it back out to the wing.
All day. Oh.
Just not friendly, that rim today for Papaflessas. Substitutions coming in. As PF will go back to number 30, Emmy Manassas. You're going to have games like this. Sometimes it's just not going to be your day scoring, so got to find other ways to help your team win. And the defense for St. Demetrios has been there today. Long-range two-pointer, no good. Rebounded by PF. That time it was Berchos.
Papaflessas go to the, just always migrate to the basket when the ball is shot. A lot of times you don't see that taught early on, and I like seeing that that's something that's still being continued on. Always follow the ball, never turn your back on the ball. Make sure that you always follow the shot. Make sure you get the rebound. Papaflessas has done a really good job not really allowing second and third offensive shots.
What are you seeing from Papaflessas as St. Demetrios on the break, that they're struggling with their three-pointers today?
Well, I mean, you have to understand, this is probably the first time that a lot of these girls are shooting with a lot of range. You don't really start expanding your range until you're about this age. So these are the first times that you're going to be taking, in-game three-pointer shots. A lot of the times you always want to work in that gray area, wing and lower. So from around the elbow further south, what a great read right there. You got to hold on to the ball. Her IQ is there. I like her basketball IQ. You got to just get some help from your teammates and finish. It's the best part of basketball. That's why it's a team and individual sport all at the same time.
Timeout called by Papaflessas. Official make sure it is a timeout, so we will take a TO as well. It's 6-2 St. Demetrios here on SBS.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. At SBS, we offer a professional broadcasting experience for the non-professional athlete. Just like the pros, we offer everything for you. Play-by-play commentary.
A no-hitter at Kane County Stadium. 15 strikeouts, 1 walk, 1 error, and that's it.
Color commentary, highlight reels, recruiting videos, and much, much more. Unlike our competitors, we zoom in on the action and always have a live scoreboard with a live time code. If you're ready to have your next sporting event feel like CBS Sports, then make sure to call Sports Broadcast Solutions today. Our phone number is 330-957-7653, or you can go online to sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. SBS, a broadcasting network for everyone.
Back to the action. You are watching SBS, a broadcasting network for everyone. We want to thank our sponsor today, the National Hellenic Foundation of Chicago, Papaflessas. And we have another one. We'll get to them in a second. Meanwhile, St. Demetrios with the basketball, up by 4. As they have it near the three-point line, back out behind the three-point line. As St. Demetrios trying to get their biggest lead of the day. It's a 6-0 run. Might have been a travel, no call.
That was great defense right there. That's how, that makes my heart so happy. Just straight up, force them to take the charge, force the block, and in that position right there, great positioning too. Hands straight up, stop the shot, got the rebound. I mean, that's just, I love seeing beautiful basketball, beautiful fundamentals. That makes me really happy.
What do you want to see from Papaflessas on this possession?
On this possession, I kind of just want to see them move more.
Oh!
Or hit a 3-ball from the top of the key. I mean, that works too. But the one thing that I want to see out of Papaflessas, I just want to see more movement in their offense. They like to stand. Again, that's something that's really common at this age. You know, you're still trying to learn. But I just want to see more off-ball movement. If you're standing in the middle of the lane, you can't stand there for long. You know, move around, try and create some space, get the defense out of there, create a lane, do what you can. And I'd like to see it here on this drive. Or, you know, just chuck up a 3 from the top of the key again. I'll take that too.
Bad pass read well by St. Demetrius, and they'll slow it down. See what the call is here. Ooh, close call. Did she have? Okay, they're going to say Papaflessas has the ball backcourt against St. Demetrios. At first there, Carly, I thought they were going to call backcourt on Papaflessas, but they didn't have possession.
No, it's just they were pressing, and the rules are that you can't press until it's under 2 minutes. Refs weren't aware of the time. That's all right. Simple mistake.
We got a mixture of rules today. It's mostly IHSA rules.
Here's the thing. This is what I want to see on this offense. Everyone's ball side, everyone's strong side. Get some movement on the weak side. Create some space. Force the defense to separate. You crowd them all on one side of the court, you're not going to be able to get any shots off.
Out of bounds. It'll be PF basketball. They'll stop it at 53. We now play normal basketball rules, under a minute. Papaflessas with it on the left hand. Playing it as Ropus. Double team comes. Jump ball. Possession arrow to PF.
That's the thing. You know, you have 4 people ball side. You have no one weak side. You got to always have someone on the weak side to help stretch the defense out. I mean, look at that. Same thing right there. 4 people on the left side of the court, 1 person on the right side.
Good hustle. Gets the offensive board. They can wait till the last minute to shoot, and it's going to be offensive foul committed by Papaflessas. We'll stop it at 29. Yeah, St. Demetrios has the basketball. They can hold for the last shot if they want. I think they just want to get a good shot. That was the shot they wanted, just didn't go into the net. Rebounded by Papaflessas.
I want to see them slow down here. They got 10 seconds. Just try and create some space and force the shot. Create some space. Let's see, you got something I want to just...
4.8.
Something I just want to see. Papaflessas, you got to spread out a little bit more. Create some movement. Off-ball movement.
They'll reset play here.
I just want you to know how many times I've tried to get away with that, and it does not work.
You know, I have a story for you, Carly, if you were watching last night's Bulls game. We'll talk about that at halftime. Half-court shot, fakes it. Instead passes it, will not get the shot off in time. And that will do it for the first half. It's a 6-5 lead for St. Demetrios as we go to break at halftime here on SBS. All right.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. For those of you that just want raw footage of your sporting event, but no play-by-play or color commentary, you just need us to live stream video from the event over the internet. We will live stream your event on YouTube on our Sports Broadcast Solutions channel. In addition, we also have a dedicated channel on YouTube for live streaming at SBS Livestream. And if you need multiple channels, we can utilize Facebook Livestream and Instagram Live on our channel as well. Options include commercials from your sponsors, professional scoreboard graphics are still available, and of course, yes, pre- and post-game interviews are available as an option if you want.
We've been working really hard this whole summer and stuff.
Whatever your sports broadcast needs, we are at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital sporting world.
John G. Soto's and Associates, providing accounting services throughout the Chicagoland community. We'd also like to have a big thank you to the Alonic Foundation of Chicago. The Alonic Foundation's mission is to fund the development and support of programs and projects benefiting the Greek American and Orthodox Christian communities in the Chicagoland area. The Alonic Foundation is a proud sponsor and supporter of the NHIBT. And of course, Papaflessas basketball, enjoying the sport of basketball, growing relationships, building a stronger Helena community. Papaflessas basketball, supporting and sponsoring teams in the NHIBT. So right now, Carly, it's a 6-5 game. Buckets are hard to come by. Are we going to see a lot of adjustments in the second half?
No, you're going to just see growth. Again, this is. I mean, yeah, it's competitive, but this is also about growth. You're at that age where wins matter. You want to know how to win. You also want to learn how to lose. But at the same time, it's all about understanding the game and learning the game. I just want to see more development, more so in the second half. What I really want to see out of Papaflessas is them creating some space. St. Demetrios is doing everything right with what Papaflessas is doing. They're responding properly. I think they could probably win this game. But if Papaflessas wants to stay in it, I mean, a three ball from the top of the key isn't going to work all the time. So you have to be able to create some space offensively and spread out the defense so you can create driving lanes and get some more points on the board.
It seems like both teams have similar sizes, so there's not going to be an advantage in the painted area in the second half of the front
you're not.
court.
I mean, you're not going to see size matchups at this age, really. I mean, outside of our lovely little number 2 of St. Demetrios, who I am in love with her. I want her to score all the points. But, you know, you're going to see basic stuff. I mean, what I appreciate is they're sticking it really simple with just basic 3-2 zones or a 1-2-2 zone and things like that. Keeping it real simple for the girls. I want to see some man-to-man, but, you know, that's something I don't know if they're going to want to do yet.
So what's your prediction? Who's going to win this game? Is it going to be Papaflessas or Demetrios?
St. Demetrios. Unless I see an adjustment here at halftime.
They've had their chances, a couple of shots at the free throw line. This could be a bigger lead for St. Demetrios. They've had their chances at the free throw line, a couple of misses there. But really, it's been pretty evenly matched now. St. Demetrios has had more chances than Papaflessas on offense.
St. Demetrios is more athletic. That's what it is. They're more athletic. They have a little bit better understanding of the game than Papaflessas does, I would say. I'm just seeing a little bit more finesse out of St. Demetrios than I am out of Papaflessas. But who knows? We could see what happens at halftime. It could be a totally different team in the second half. That's the beauty of this age, man. Sometimes you need a whole half to bust out the kinks. Whereas the older you get, you only have about 2 minutes. So, you know, we could see something here in the second half.
We're going to take a break. Second half coming up next here on SBS.
This is Sports Broadcast Solutions, a broadcasting network for everyone. Check us out at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com and become part of the digital sporting world.
It's a fun time of basketball here at St. Helens and Greek Constantine Church here in Palos Hills, suburb of Chicago, just off I-294. Playing the great sport of basketball in the suburbs of Chicago. St. Demetrios will get the basketball as we resume play. And here we go. SD with a chance to make this a bigger cushion. They've led by as many as 4. Double team comes on the perimeter. Shot blocked by Papaflessas. We'll give the credit to McRollos.
Great thing for Papaflessas, again, not allowing second and third shots.
Three-pointer by McRollos is good. Papaflessas. First lead since it was 2-0.
I mean, maybe I was wrong. Maybe they just need to hit the 3-ball every time. Who knows? I mean, that seems to be what gets them back on track. Chucking it up from the arc.
Sometimes all you got to do is make that 3, and Theo Desopoulos goes out of bounds.
That's great defense by Papaflessas as well, forcing her to pick up her dribble. And, you know, when you're playing on courts like these, you know, you can slip and slide a little bit, but great job. Great defense right there by the same girl. She's got heart in it. Love it.
Good defense from both teams as the finishing play on defense. It was made by Giuliano Ropus. Demetrios gets the ball back. Carly, how tough is it, you think, wearing that mask playing basketball?
I'd rip that thing off my face if I was playing basketball. I'm sorry. I would. I wouldn't wear it if I'm playing basketball.
It gets so hot in some of these gyms. I've seen mask timeouts at the high school level. They literally have like media timeouts, but they're for masks for the high school players. Good turnaround move.
I appreciate the nod at a Mike and Ike. I appreciate it, but, you know, work on that before you shoot it in a game.
The move was there, just couldn't finish.
I appreciate the thought. You know, you didn't have the best positioning. You can tell she's gone to some camps. She's learning. St. Demetrius, they like their defense, but, you know, arm's length. Give a little bit of space.
8-6 game. If you're just joining us, it's been back and forth all day. It was 6-2 St. Demetrius, now a 6-0 run by Papaflessas. Both teams with a 6-0 run, in fact. Stolen away that time by SD. And it'll be played by Thea Desopoulos. Now back out to the top of the key. Chest pass. Trying to find her teammate at the point. They finally get it out to the wing. And it's picked up at the corner by Papaflessas.
Let me just say something to these girls. I hope they do end up listening to this. When you're playing basketball, try really hard not to show your frustration on the court. This game is emotional as it is. Like that right there, like, come on, don't give up. Go after the ball, run for it. I understand you're frustrated. You don't want to show it on the court because, you know, this is a mental game after all. If you show your feelings and emotions on the court, you're not going to hit any baskets.
Beautiful drive into the lane. Layup good. We're tied at 8. Back and forth we go. Biggest lead today's been 4. Three-pointer. And air ball rebounded by St. Demetrius. Here comes SD. Looking to push it. Fakes the shot. They'll reset at the top of the key. Inside the three-point line. Bounce pass in the paint. Shot no good. Gets her own board. Fakes the shot. Great pump fake. The floater no good.
Good drive.
A fight for the ball.
Great drive on
Jump
the baseline there. Great drive on the baseline. You know, you can't always finish your shot, but that was just beautiful. That was beautiful. She saw the space, saw that she had some room. They didn't cut her off at the baseline. She took it and tried to hit the floater. Doesn't always hit, but that was great. Great job. Great job. See, that's development. That's something that you're going to see when you play basketball more and more. And sometimes it takes a half for you to figure out and read a defense and read an offense and figure out the kinks, especially at this age.
Pass half court. Double team comes. Back out to the top of the key. Setting it up behind the three-point line. Shot, no good. St. Demetrius is there, as was Papaflessas. It was last touched by PF. And I'll be darned, they're going to say St. Demetrios got it first on the baseline. PF gets a break.
Well, she already touched it when the ball was already out of bounds and touched, so makes sense why it was Papaflessas' ball.
I don't know. Well, maybe her foot was on the baseline. That's what they said. St. Demetrios, meanwhile, got the ball back anyway. Double comes, pump fake on the wing. Finding the open woman. Long range J, no good. Good board. The reverse layup is good.
There you go.
Big bucket that time for St. Demetrius. It's Gabriela Georgianis.
That's what practicing Mike and Ike's can do. See, the first one, she didn't have good position. Second one, she had great position, was able to get it to fall. That's beautiful. Development. That's what I love to see.
Ill-advised pass. Georgianis with the basketball, slows down her offense. Good lead pass. Layup, no good. Rebounded by PF. Did not start her dribble, now she does.
That was a great read. That was a phenomenal read. See, St. Demetrius, they're able to read the defense now. Papaflessas hasn't quite done that.
Good looking shot, last touch by Demetrios. 23, most likely Madison Locke touched it.
Main reason Papaflessas is in this game is because they chuck threes. They like the arc.
The problem is you gotta shoot those corner threes because that's where the analytics says you gotta shoot them.
Not in this. Not when they're playing a 1-2-2 or a 2-1-2 zone like they're playing. They're putting traps on the wing, so the corner is always going to be crowded. You want something in the gray area, right below the arc and the wing, maybe on the elbow, so then you can force something inside.
You are watching the 2022 NHIBT tournament. If you missed any of the action, we're pre-recording in 1080p as well as 720p. You can also watch the live stream as well. It's a fun game. It's 10-8. You can't ask for anything better. It's a very low-scoring basketball game, but it's close, and we've seen good defense for both teams. Offense hasn't necessarily been there, but it's also a developmental league.
Yeah, it's development. You're just trying to see growth. I will say, man, some of the reads that these girls have taken, it is just unbelievable. The IQ is there. Technique is going to take some time, and that's what this time is. This is when you work on your shot form. This is when you work on your footwork. This is when you have already decided that you like the sport and you want to just finesse it. And that's what this age level is. They're starting to understand defense, starting to understand offense. You're seeing plays get called out a little bit more. So at this point, what I want to just see is I just want to see the IQ. I want to make sure the IQ is there. I want to make sure the reads are there. I want to make sure movement and footwork is there. Your shot form's going to change 20 times in the next 5 years. You know, if you make some, you make some. If you don't, you don't. What matters right now is the technique and the fundamentals. Finding your shot will take some time.
For Papaflessas, do you want to make some adjustments on offense or stick to what you've been doing?
You want to make adjustments on defense is what you need to do. The offense, what you're doing offensively, it's kind of working, but St. Demetrios is just faster, a little bit more athletic than Papaflessas. With Papaflessas, defensively, they're not responding as fast. If they can respond faster on defense, then this game can stay really close. Shots are going to come, and they're going to fall where they can, but we'll see what happens.
Inbounds play coming up for PF on the baseline, and a foul committed by Demetrios. I thought that was a good foul, Carly. Looked like she might have had a chance for a layup, and she got a piece of the body to make sure she couldn't get the shot up.
Yeah, I mean, what she did was correct. You just, again, defense was there. You can't move. You got to be planted. She just took a step a little bit too late. There's the read right there. Finish it. There you go. See, that's what you see out of St. Demetrios that you're not seeing out of Papaflessas. They're not able to read the defense. They're not seeing what the defense is giving them. They're playing in a basic 1-2-2 zone. See, driving lane right there. Hit the floater. Great shot. Great attempt. I'm not mad at it. Great driving lane, but that's what you're going to have to do against a 1-2-2. When they're in like a rotating 3-2 zone, that's what they need to do is respond to their passes.
Papaflessas with it at the three-point line. Got to catch the ball. That wasn't that bad of a pass.
You move to the ball. You don't let the ball move to you.
Always come back to the ball if you can. Shot at the free throw line, no good. Papaflessas can't rebound it. Offensive board to Demetrios. Got the shot off. It's no good. Two free throws coming up for Demetrios. These are key for Demetrios to take a hold of this game.
That was a bad foul. That's all right. You learn. She knew she committed it too. You could tell she was not happy about it, but it is what it is.
Well, if she misses both, it becomes a great foul. She misses one, it's a good foul.
Well, the foul in general, you don't want to do that foul regardless. You don't ever want to reach over someone's back and try and block. That's going to get called no matter what. You don't want to do that ever, regardless of if they make it or not.
A question that people in basketball have been asking for ages, Carly. If you get beat on the play and it's an open layup, do you always foul or do you sometimes let them have the layup?
If you get beat on the play and it's an open layup, you let it go. Why rack up your fouls? Why? Unless it's an insanely close game with seconds left and you need to stop the clock, you just let them go. It's pointless to rack up your fouls. Very pointless. If they have you fully beat and you have no chance to catch up, you let them take the shot.
Three-point line. Demetrios with it. Driving in. About 4 feet away. Shot no good. It's rebounded by Papaflessas, but her foot was on the baseline and McRollos couldn't keep it in.
And this is where the growth is. 12, she drove, but if she kicked it out, there was a wide open shot right there in the gray spot. That's fine. You're learning.
Shot is up and good off the backboard.
Great
and it trickles in. Ties the largest deficit for Papaflessas today. Reach and foul committed by Demetrios.
Look, I appreciate her aggressiveness and her tenacity, but come on, you gotta learn arm length. It's all right. She'll learn. It's okay. I like the defensive hustle. I like the aggressiveness, but you can't be all up on them like that. You have to allow them some breathing room.
Because you only get 5 fouls until you get to the NBA. Good steal, lead pass, a beautiful one, trying to finish, layup is no good. Excellent lead pass, though. That's been the key for Demetrios in this one.
That's why you run 3-man weave in practice.
Open 3, sets her feet, no good. The board goes to Demetrios. No shot clock, so if Demetrios wants, they can run some clock here.
See, St. Demetrius kind of has it figured out. Not a bad shot. There you go. See, I mean, look, she was wide open on the block. No one was guarding her. They didn't see the pass there, but she came in with the rebound.
Good steal. Help defense is there. Excellent help defense. Not giving up on the play, and the 1-on-0 became a 1-on-2 very quickly.
Good hustle, good aggressiveness on defense. Papaflessas, man, I want to see them grow a little bit more offensively.
Don't go anywhere. More basketball action coming up after this. The trophy presentation, post-game interviews, then pre-game interviews. That's going to be the tail of the tape today for all 3 games. Shot is up, no good. 2 free throws coming up. Do you dare see a strategy where she makes the first, misses the second one on purpose?
Not at this level. No, not at this level. That's foolish.
Misses the second one on purpose,
That's
then does
foolish.
a crazy dunk.
That's foolish. Foolish.
I've never seen it work, especially at the NBA level.
Well, that's why you don't do it.
Well, sometimes you're forced to, but it just never works.
This is not a college basketball where there's a shot clock. I mean, there's no shot clock. When there's no shot clock and you have a running clock, it's pointless.
Looking to make it a 5-point deficit. The bank is open today. We've seen that a couple of times for Papaflessas. 14-9 score with 4:22 to go. Can St. Demetrios wrap this one up, or can one more comeback effort happen from Papaflessas? Air ball. Looking to save it, she does. At the corner, no help defense. She's wide open. Wish she would have shot that one. It's no good. Great rebound by Papaflessas. Burchos with it. Burchos with some speed. And, Carly, you might say it's a bad foul. I think that was a good foul. Looked like she had a chance at a layup.
That's a good foul. That's a good foul right there. You're trying to stop it, but again, what you're going to do when you learn and you play the game is if you can't get in front of them, just guard them straight to the side and force them to go the direction. If you cannot get in front of them and get your foot on a sideline or a baseline, you got to just run with them and do what you can. You can't body check them. That's what happened.
Good crossover. Blocked. Georgianis. And she steals it. She's been lifting. That's some weight room if I've seen it. Great job stealing that ball.
Oh, nice spin move, too. Kick it. There it is. With the double screen motion kind of there inadvertently, but I like it.
Are you ever going to see an illegal screen call at this level, or is that too advanced?
Yeah, no, you'll see it. That's how you learn. There were a couple that I saw today, but they were not egregious. It was the ball moved before the screen got there, so you let it slide. But I haven't really seen any moving picks.
To finish this comeback to force OT or get the win, what does Papaflessas need to do to tie this one up?
I want to see that happen. St. Demetrius is playing with more effort, more heart, and they're just a little bit more athletic. And the problem with Papaflessas is, as you're seeing on offense, they stand. They don't move. And everyone's strong side. You're not spreading the defense out. You're not forcing anyone to go weak side. You're not creating driving lanes. The one time that you saw a driving lane created because she saw it, because everyone was spread out, she was able to take the basket. Didn't fall, but that was a great drive. And that's what they need to do more of. Stop crowding the lane. Stop crowding the paint. Spread the offense out. Have off-ball movement. And, if you can hit your shots, you hit your shots. Sometimes they don't fall. But I would rather see them take better shots with space and reading a defense more than for them to just drive it, chuck it, and then throw the ball away. Because that's kind of what they're doing. They're in a panic mode right now. Just kind of need to calm down and spread the ball out, play the offense you want to play it, and move on.
For Demetrios, do you want to run some clock here or stay aggressive?
I mean, it's a running clock. You're going to be running clock regardless. So for them, I just think they want to just get some action in, and get some plays in, probably move the ball around, work on some defense. That's what I would do as a coach. Try some new formations, get some new zones, maybe have them try man. If you see it get out of hand, pull them out of man immediately. But I want to see my little guard go back in. That's what I want to see for St. Demetrios, and I want her to get a three-pointer in this game. That'd be great.
Here we go, 3:09 left. Papaflessas needs a 3 and a 2 to tie it. The threes have been there a little bit for Papaflessas, not so much the mid-range game. Stolen away by Demetrios. A one-on-one the other way. She'll slow it down, thought about the shot. And traveling called against Madison Locke. Still plenty of time. Do not need to rush it if you're on offense for Papaflessas.
Watch this offense. You're going to see everyone just get close. Everyone's crowding each other. There's no movement off ball. That's why there's a driving lane. Hit the floater. Look, I'm not mad at it, but if you're going to advance a little bit more, you take that driving lane, you had someone right there, you do a dish or you pop it out, let the defense come to you and have her take the shot. I like her taking the foul. I like that. I appreciate the aggressiveness. But again, development. You saw everyone come together in the paint. You can't have that happen if you want to score buckets.
First shot coming up. No good. That's a killer for Papaflessas. Burchos really needs this one to put the pressure on Demetrios. Doesn't get it. Rebounded by Demetrios. Tried to signal the tee, but she wasn't able to get the hands up in time. Meanwhile, a 3-on-2 for Demetrios. From 3 feet away, beautiful block that time by McRolos. And a jump ball at 1:30. Clock continues to run for the next 27 seconds. Timeout called by St. Demetrios. We'll take a timeout as well. You're watching St. Demetrios against Papaflessas here on SBS. Inbounds play coming up.
I love her. She's got so much. That's a great shot. Great follow through. Great finish. But, oh, man. We're 14 to St. Demetrios, man. I love your aggressiveness. I love the voice. I love the tenacity. Just got to learn. Back up a little bit. Create some space, and you'll have a good basketball career, man.
They need a quick shot. That's not what Demetrios wanted to do. But because of the running clock, it'll run for another 3 seconds.
They are in the bonus.
Yep, last minute, it's bonus for each team. As we'll switch to the bonus on your screen. Shot is good. She'll get another one. Here comes Magdalene McRolos, who we had in the pregame show. Trying to make this a 5-point game. I'd be shocked if she tried to miss this on purpose for the rebound. But crazier things have happened in the game of basketball. It's good. Full court press coming up for Papaflessas.
Let's see how their defense is.
Line drive pass. It's right in stride. The breakaway. Is it a clear path foul? Instead, she did not hack her and gives her the layup.
Sometimes you gotta applaud. That was beautiful. Everyone was in the front court. You just have it.
repping the old basketball pass that Grant Hill did in that Final Four against Kentucky. Hill to Christian Leitner, one of the famous moments of NCAA basketball. 44.7 to go, and unless a miracle happens, Demetrios is going to win the championship. Have to foul to stop the clock.
Nice.
Let's see who they say touched it last. They say Demetrios does. That stops the clock at 34. And you'd like to get a shot up in the next 10 seconds if you can.
Oh, you had a driving lane. This is learning. This is development. See, off-ball movement. That's what Papaflessas needed to do all game, is that
great
off-ball
lead
movement.
pass.
Great.
Unselfish basketball at its finest. And Demetrios with the dagger.
This is why women's basketball is superior. I'm sorry. I'm biased. That's why I love women's basketball, man. That's why you run a three-man weave in practice.
First team to get to 20 was Demetrios, and they're the champions. So game one of our triple header ends. The 2022 5th to 8th grade champions, St. Demetrios. Trophy presentation coming up next. You're watching the 2022 NHIBT tournament here on SBS.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. For those of you that just want raw footage of your sporting event, but no play-by-play or color commentary, you just need us to live stream video from the event over the internet. We will live stream your event on YouTube on our Sports Broadcast Solutions channel. In addition, we also have a dedicated channel on YouTube for live streaming at SBS Livestream. And if you need multiple channels, we can utilize Facebook Livestream and Instagram Live on our channel as well. Options include commercials from your sponsors, professional scoreboard graphics are still available, and of course, yes, pre- and post-game interviews are available as an option if you want.
We've been working really hard this whole summer and stuff.
Whatever your sports broadcast needs, we are at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital sporting world.
Here to present the trophies is the president of the NHIBT, Mr. Emmy Manassas.
I want to echo Kurt's sentiments. We are fully humbled by how many teams join us in our Homeland community that supported us. We are especially one of our big supporters of Homeland Foundation and sponsoring sports broadcast for the next 3 days. And our partnership with their sports broadcast. So for second place, junior girls, congratulations to Papaflessas. First place in the 2022 Junior NHIBT Junior Girls Championship St. Demetrios the Warriors.
All right, one more thing. All you girls that are sitting at home today, come on now. We're hoping to see you next year. Martin Luther King weekend. Again, on behalf of the NHIBT, thank you for your support and have a great year. Oh, and one more thing, don't forget, the men's and girls women's senior tournament, April 1st, 2nd, and 3rd this year, the 93rd annual NHIBT. Thank you very, very much.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. We broadcast sporting events for people of all ages, including adult leagues, high school leagues, and kids. complete with professional-looking graphics, broadcasters, color analysis, and commercials. We do pre- and post-game interviews with the players. In addition, Sports Broadcast Solutions does highlight films, including college recruiting reels, highlight films you'd see on sports news programs, and just simply highlight films for fun. Sports Broadcast Solutions also provides raw footage and live streams if you'd like. Subscribe to us and listen to our professional talk videos about relevant topics in the pro and college ranks. Whatever your sports broadcast needs, contact us at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com and become part of the digital world. Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. Let SBS broadcast your sporting event. We have experience and can generate excitement and permanent digital memories for your team.
Tonight. That time, finally a goal for the Stampede!
We have professional videographers using high-definition modern-day cameras, color analysts, and play-by-play announcers with state-of-the-art, classy graphical scoreboards to keep you updated. Plus, we have commercials to advertise your team, club, or sponsor, and us. Plus, we do pregame and postgame interviews.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to the postgame show brought to you by Marion Central Catholic. My name's Kyle Smith. But my name doesn't matter. These young ladies matter. It's senior night as the Hurricanes win a battle down the stretch, 48-46.
Hi, I'm Carrie Kramer. I swim 50 breast, 50 free, and 100 back.
Whatever your sports broadcast needs, we are at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital sporting world. This is Sports Broadcast Solutions, a broadcasting network for everyone. Check us out at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com and become part of the digital sporting world.
Missing your child's sporting event just plain stinks. But you don't have to worry about that anymore, thanks to Sports Broadcast Solutions. SBS is a live broadcasting network, as well as covering your on-demand needs, recruiting videos, highlight reels, and much, much more. We can broadcast live to any website, and we also post as much on-demand content as you need. For more information about SBS, check out our website at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Sports Broadcast Solutions, a broadcasting network for everyone.
Welcome into the Sports Broadcast Solution presentation of the NHIBT tournament. We're in Game 2. We're heading into the 5th and 6th grade boys division. I am joined by Papaflessas' player and coach here, Giorgio and Costa. First off, what does this tournament mean to you specifically? What do you like about this tournament so much?
That I get to play a game of basketball in Chicago, and I get to play with my friends.
What are you now? You guys have been playing for a while now. We're in January. How would you describe your team at the moment?
Really good. We work together. We play great defense. We push the ball up, and we just work as really good together.
Like Michael Jordan level good? Are we talking that level type of good, or like Steph Curry type good? What are we thinking here?
Probably Steph Curry.
Okay, we're going to see some three balls. I'm here for it. Now, for you, what does this tournament mean to you in particular?
Yeah, this tournament means everything. The NHIBT. I mean, we come from North Carolina, so some might say that's a bit much to travel by air for this tournament, but it's the tradition. It's the tradition in terms of what the NHI stands for, and it's really preserving Hellenism, right? Being a Greek American through competition and through fellowship, and it's the fellowship and really the community. I hope that he participates. You know, I started at his age, and just like me, he does it for the next 30 or 40 years and builds lifelong friendships and relationships that last, and that's what it's all about.
And we're going to wish you luck in the game, and we're going to have a great broadcast. Hopefully you can give me some Steph Curry-like threes out there. Can you promise me that?
Yes, ma'am.
Awesome, great, awesome. Thank you so much, and good luck to you guys.
Thank you.
We will be talking to
Pleasure.
We'll talk to St. Demetrius here in just a few seconds.
Thank you.
Yes. This is St. Demetrius Warriors, the coach and the player, right?
Yes.